All right, boys, good morning. I got a little bit of time right now because I'm in the pooper scooper, so we can get this to it. This video is basically going to be how to detect order blocks, what are order blocks, so I don't really, so that way you guys understand what's going on whenever I run the 30-minute strategy. If you guys hear me doing a little bit of like movement and stuff, I'm just in the bathroom, so kind of, don't worry about all the sounds that I make. Let me see what's a good example that I can use. Something I want it to be very, very clear here on what I can use here for an order block. There's a lot of very clear order blocks, but I want to get something a little bit. Here we go. Okay, so let me see. Right. No, I think there was one over here that I can use. It's a little bit clearer to understand. I should have probably looked at this before I was gonna make a video. Order block, order block, order block. Order block, order block. Man, there's like... perfect. Okay, cool. So here's a perfect order block right here. An order block is essentially, it's exactly what it is. How it sounds. It's an order block, right? It's basically what it means. It's an order block as in it's a preventative candle that prevents it going from another to another direction, right? And by order block, I basically mean this, right? So here, right, we have a perfect example, and I'll give you guys exactly this order block, right? This is an order block. Right, this is a order block on the bear candle, right there. And the easiest way to describe it is just an order block is just a wick on the candle below. You have before you have like a big push to the upside, right? While the stochastic is on the high side or on the low side, right? So this would be your order block on the 30-minute, right? You see the stochastic down here, right at lows. You have your bear candle right here, right? And then you have your confirmation candle, which is this bullish 30-minute candle that you see right here, right? This is obviously you want to close above 58102. And then you have this bullish close at 58318, right? Obviously in the candle like this, I would personally not want to take something this big because I'm like, hey, too big of a candle, too much risk, right? Your next target... Right, this one already got taken out. This target already got taken out because, again, I take my targets at the combo, right, of the bull bearish, right, of the previous one. And when you have a wick like this, right, you already took out this target. So technically, your next target wouldn't actually be here, and it wouldn't actually be here, right? This actually wouldn't be your next target at 58617 technically, right? So technically you can't add it here, but your real target would actually be somewhere, probably this previous low here of like 587. But again, that kind of sucked because it didn't actually play out, and you did actually hit this target right here, right there, right? So anyways, order block. Order block is basically the candle before like a run up or before like a drop that happens. Right, and it basically stands exactly for that. It's an order block, right? It prevents you from going a certain direction, right? And the order block really is not this bear candle. The order block is this bull candle, right? Because technically, this is the order block. This is the order block candle that prevents SPY from continuing to push lower, right? This is the order block, but technically, you actually have it as this wick, right? Because you have an order block that prevented it from going lower, right? And what happens here is that on this order block, right, you actually have a retest of a lot of the times when you want to take a long or a short, you're going to have a retest of the order block. Usually some point like a 50% retest of the order block or at the order block itself. And again, you can see that perfectly play out here where you push up, right? You get your confirmation. This is your order block, the previous candle, right? This bear candle here before you had the start of the move, right? This is your order block. And guess what happens, right? You push up and then you're just kind of trading sideways. And then right here, guess what? You go all the way down. You retest this wick, this order block right here, right? You can see here, right there, 581, whatever this price is. And then immediately you start pushing up to target. And you would have hit target right here, 586.49, whatever this is, right? 586.16, 586.16, 586.16, you would hit target right there. So this candle right there would have hit your target, right? So here, technically, your longs, you could have done two things, right? If you're okay with taking such a huge candle move like this, your first entry would have been here at 583.17. Perfect. Personally, I wouldn't have entered here. I don't like taking my longs on a big old like candle like that. I would have more than likely entered here at the immediate top of the order block, right? But again, you're pretty viable to take. You can take this anywhere you want, right? Technically, I like taking it here because it's a lot safer entry for me, right? And by safer entry, I mean it's a lot more. There's a higher chance that you're gonna get in, right? Because if you always look for that 50% retrace right here, there's a really, really, really good chance, that it might not actually go that 50% down here. But again, that's why I always like entering at the top right there. And you set your lows right at the bottom of the recent low, right? So technically, if this is a real push, right, what I started doing to have less risk is instead of having a stop loss right at the right under the lows, this one coincidentally it is a low, right? But sometimes you have like bear candles all the way down here, all like it's like a longer wick, things like that, so you would have to put it like sometimes like all the way down here. What I started doing is I would add it right under the bull candle confirmation, right? Because 99% of the time, well, not 99, 100% of the time, right? I'm gonna go ahead and say that 100% of the time, when this is a real push to the upside, right, and it's a real trade that you want to be in, you're never going to retest the low of the confirmation candle, which has dramatically dropped my risk by a whole bunch, like crazy, right? And again, that I will be as confident to say as either 100% or nearly 100% of the time, you're not going to retest the low of the confirmation candle. So here, you would have a 2.69 RR. I'd risk, in a case like this, I'd probably risk, this would be like a $500 risk, $1,000 risk, right? So if this hits my target, I'm risking $1,000, I'm making $2,600, right? That's pretty much it. And that's it. I mean, that's your order block. This is your order block. I mean, I can find another example for you guys, but I don't want to make this video like way too long. So here's another order block, right? You have your bear candle, right? Your entry would be right here, obviously, right? This is your entry, right here at 57590. Your order block would be right here, right? This would be your order block, and again, it's this wick right here on the bear candle, which is the lowest point, right, before the direction change. That's your order block. That's your order block right there. So again, if you wanted to enter at the close, I like this close, right? Why? Because it's not a big candle, right? It's like $1, it's like 50-cent move or something, right? So again, I would have entered right at the close here at 57593, right? If I already had this order block set up here, push this a little bit this way, you have it right exactly there, and this one a little bit lower, boom. If I wanted to enter a second time, right, as soon as we hit this 50% retrace right there at 575.75, I would have entered more longs, right? If I was more like confident in where this is going. And again, your target would be right here. Target, do you have any? I guess your first target would be here at the low at 580, and then second target would be right here at 583, I think. Yeah. So 583 would be here, your second target, or your second target, I would say. But again, you would have gapped up, so you immediately would have hit this overnight, right? Uh-oh, did I lose it? Uh-oh, what happened to... Bro, what happened to the thing? Oh, here it is. But yeah, that's your order block. Your order block is like that the previous candle before that push up, right? It prevents you from going a certain direction, right? And here, again, like on the bear side, right? You would have had this was the drop right here, right? This is the drop. Your order block is right here. This bull candle right here, and you would have set the same thing on this wick right there. Grab this, right? You would have set it right here. That's the bottom of the wick. That's the top of the wick right there. Boom. That's your, what is it called? That's your bearish order block, right? So as soon as you have a drop like this, then you retest to the upside, you take it, and then you go down. Or you could have done it over here. I mean, same thing. This would have been your order block. This is an order block right here, right? This candle closed under the open, right? Obviously, you're stochastic, but I'm giving you guys an example, right? What happened? You guys retested that wick, that order block right here. In the next candle, you would have probably gotten like a little bit the same price as close, honestly, and you had a drop. Same thing right here, right? This is your order block. This bullish candle right here before you had a drop, right? Obviously, if you want to take a short, you could have taken it right at the close here at 582.99 if you wanted to be that risky because it's a pretty big candle. Or you could have waited for a retest, which you never actually got, right? You never actually got this retest here at like 585.72, this area. So again, this would be your order block there. And then again, this is your order block down here, this bear candle, right? The wick on the upside, that's your bear candle. You retested, pushed up, and then overnight, this would have been your target, 583.14. You hit it on the gap up, and at open, you would be, 583, 587, you would be like a crap ton of money in the money. But yeah, that's your order block. I hope it explains it pretty clearly. I know it's kind of a longer video and stuff, but all you are dropping right now. See, there you go. This is right now a video right now. I'll probably take longs here. I do think we're still gonna push up to like 50 something. So we'll see. If we break lower, then I don't care. We'll just adjust. But this could be a nice, what is it called? This could be the channel retest before you actually push up to 604, 605, maybe sometime this week. So I'll see you later. Bye-bye.